The Smart Money Woman is a Nigerian TV series that was released in 2020. It's based on a book by Aresa Ugwu and follows 5 friends as they sort out their messy financial lives. While it has an ensemble vibe to it, the main character among the 5 friends is Zuri. She's, from the outside looking in, living a fabulous life. Great car, gorgeous apartment, well-paying job. In reality, Zuri's broke and has a broken down car, an apartment she can't afford, and a job she's about to lose. Her friends are equally messed up. We'll get to them shortly. This review will be episodic, so none of that thematic thing I do with movies where we examine class throughout the show, then maybe gender or whatever. I'm afraid if I do that, it will be too big, and then the Olympic champ procrastinator in me will take center stage and I'll never complete the project. So, episodes it is. Season 1 of The Smart Money Woman has 7 episodes, so we're looking at 7 separate utter lunacy videos. Zuri is the main character. Her 4 best friends are Tammy, the flighty fashion designer.
See, Bonale, when I am done with this dress, you're going to step on their necks. As in, they will have 0 legs to stand on.
Oh my gosh.
Adesua, the conservative married lawyer.
As a married woman, so us unmarried people don't want privacy again. Single and die.
Ladon, the fabulous housewife.
Hey, honey.
Hey, sweetie.
How's your day?
Fine, doing a little bit of shopping. And then I'm going out with the girls later for some drinks.
Shopping, eh? About that,
About what?
And Lara, the tough oil and gas executive.
Lara.
What?
No, I'm sorry, but Zuri still has not told us why she's broke. I mean, you make over $500,000 a month. How? Okay, I'm sorry, but no. Your poor planning is not about to become my personal liability.
Full disclosure, I haven't read the book the show is based on, but the author was an executive producer on the show, so it's safe to say that the show must be a solid reflection of the spirit of the book. And if you need another reason to stay away from business and personal finance books, honey, the show will give it to you in spades. The show is mainly about money, so that'll be the key theme, but we'll talk about so much more as we follow the girls. We'll touch on class, gender, religion, black tax, love and romance, and so much more. Anywho, let's jump right in. We open with Zuri in all her fabulousness, coming back home from some solo vacation. While she's strutting her sexy self at the airport, there's an accompanying voiceover. This show uses a lot of voiceovers, and boy, oh boy, will we get a chance to examine them. Brace yourselves, friends. This is the opening voiceover, assuming I'm not able to play it for you because copyright.
Welcome to Lagos, the real concrete jungle, where the hustle is real, but the packaging is even more profound. The goal is to make money, but for many, the emphasis is on looking rich as opposed to being rich. Fake it till you make it, Abby. But can you blame us? In Africa, poverty is a big part of our history. And to escape said poverty, the focus is primarily on earning. We are not taught in any formal framework how to keep money or grow money. Meet Zuri. She's living a fabulous life.
Welcome to Lagos, the real concrete jungle, where the hustle is real, but the packaging is even more profound. The goal is to make money, but for many, the emphasis is on looking rich as opposed to being rich. Fake it till you make it, right? But can you blame us? In Africa, poverty is a big part of our history, and to escape that poverty, the focus is primarily on earning. We are not taught in any formal framework how to keep money or grow money. End of voiceover. Let's take it step by step. Welcome to Lagos, the real concrete jungle, where the hustle is real, but the packaging is even more profound. What does that even mean? What does that mean, friends? Anyone? Anyway, onwards. Where the goal is to make money, but the emphasis is on looking rich as opposed to being rich. Fake it till you make it, right? I just shake my head every time I hear that. It's so patronizing. Does anyone really think that there's a person on earth who would choose looking rich over actually being rich? Literally, when you're rich, you have the means to look rich. So everyone would choose actually being rich over merely looking rich. That framing has this underlying assumption that people are so dumb they would choose looking rich over actually being rich. And can we talk about the utility of looking rich in a society that denigrates the poor? We live in a society in which the richer you are, the more you actually get from people, from respect to opportunities to resources. The farther from that ideal you appear to be, the fewer the things that are availed to you. Society literally and figuratively spits on the poor and then has the audacity to judge people who do whatever they can to distance themselves from that. Who wouldn't want to distance themselves from any appearance of lack and poverty in a society that shames and despises the poor? In his book, Evicted, Matthew Desmond talks about how even the poor refuse to identify themselves as such. It is crazy to judge people for not wanting to look poor, for wanting to look rich. The writers accurately describe Lagos as a concrete jungle, a place where you have to hustle. That means it's a difficult place to survive, much less make it. What else is left to majority of the people who are not able to become rich other than at least look rich on the surface? One of the reasons people focus on looking rich instead of getting rich is because they have faced the fact that they're not going to be rich. It's not going to happen. It's a settling, a difficult, painful, heartbreaking acceptance of your circumstances.
I should have never pretended to be someone else. It could cost me all my dreams in life. You got dreams in life? That's lit.
Everyone would choose actually being rich over merely looking rich. Why else do we peddle stories in awe of Silicon Valley billionaires who wear the same clothes, and those rich Kikuyu men and women who go to the bank in their old pickups and old clothes to transact in the millions? And yes, it's only Kikuyus, and yes, that one is only for the Kenyans. They may not look rich, but they are rich, and as a society, we revere that. We revere them. If an ordinary person dressed the way rich people sometimes do, they'd catch so much hell for it. Ordinary people have to dress a certain way to get the bare minimum when it comes to respect. They don't have the luxury the rich do to just wear the same black polo neck everywhere. Poor people have only what they look like. That's it. That's all they got going for them. Being rich. Then there's the accompanying assumption that wealth accumulation, hoarding, i.e. being rich, should be everyone's goal. Obviously, that's not everybody's goal. Some of us want more from life than just primitive accumulation. The only reason we participate in this messed up capitalist hoard for yourself system is because we don't have much of a choice. Otherwise, getting rich is not what we're about. We're just trying to survive. Dunk on Africa, but can you blame us? In Africa, poverty is a big part of our history, and to escape said poverty, the focus is primarily on earning. We are not taught in any formal framework how to keep or grow money. There's so much to unpack here. First of all of that is a lie. I don't want to get into the poverty being part of our history because it's deep, and these writers are in no way considering or taking into account an exploitative, oppressive, colonial legacy that stripped the continent of its resources and people and continues to do so courtesy of imperialism. Poverty is a big part of our history? What is that even? Poverty is currently a huge part of our present. What are these people talking about? Next, let's talk about this alleged focus on earning and not keeping or growing money. First, we are not taught it. Lays the blame on our elders, our ancestors. That framing, that language suggests that the people who should have taught us failed to do so. So it's the fault of our ancestors, young and old. Okay, we found the people to lay the blame on. Then what did they fail to teach us? How to keep and grow money. What is this even? Africans had a saving culture of sorts. People had granaries where they stored their harvest. That same saving culture could be translated into cash. Why do people just immediately assume Africans didn't know shit? Don't know shit. Like we don't know about saving and growing shit? And we wasn't taught? Sit down. First, the reason people don't save and grow money is because too many of us, rarely earn enough to save. And that's for those lucky enough to earn something. People don't even have enough to live on, much less stow away somewhere so they can later make more money from it. Second, this is the 21st century we're living in. Suppose we take their thesis about not being taught by whomever is supposed to teach us about saving.
It's whom when it's the object of the sentence and who when it's the subject.
That sounds right.
Well, it sounds right, but is it?
How did Ryan use it as an object?
As an object.
Ryan used me as an object.
Suppose we take that to be true and accurate. What's the excuse now? This information is everywhere. People know about saving from a million other sources, not least of all the internet and TV shows designed to gaslight poor people. This growing money thing is complicated for me because most investment strategies I've heard of just seem to be capitalist ways of further exploiting workers. For example, this one is contested, but rentals. In a capitalist system, housing is an investment from which you make money, not a human right. Landlords and rentiering, in general, are just very exploitative ways of making and growing money. People have to live somewhere, so you take advantage of this need to exploit them. One landlord on Twitter recently talked about how he had this tenant, a woman who lived in his buildings for years. She was always late on rent, and so she was always paying punitive late fees every month. The woman got married and got children and moved into another one of his houses, a bigger one. She was still late every month, paying late fees every month. This landlord said that woman, in a period of about 10 years, bought him 2 full houses based on her rent and late fees. You tell me what that is, if not exploitation. That woman struggled to fucking pay rent every month and was always late. And this landlord is just cashing in and buying houses from her money, huh? Meanwhile, everyone's screaming about how rentals are the best investment. How are you going to exploit people like that and call it an investment? Others like stocks, where capitalism prioritizes making money for shareholders rather than fairly compensating the workers and producing quality products, just seem like an extension of this exploitation. I'll admit, I'm not the most knowledgeable about investments, but all of it just usually seems suspect. You dig a little deeper and find that the money that should be going to the people actually working, producing value, now suddenly goes to some people who did nothing but put some money down. Another thing that irritates me about the whole not being taught thing is it brings to mind the useless suggestions people make that money management should be taught in school from little kids to high school and even university. All the fucking things we could teach children about the world, about how to be decent people, living in harmony with others and nature. All the fucking things we could teach them about what it means to be human, about justice and freedom and liberation. You want us to prioritize teaching them about hoarding money? Some made up shit? My God. All of this blaming our ancestors and essentially blaming poor Africans for their condition just seems like a terrible place to start. But hey, that's where they chose to start. That was their choice, not ours.